Hey guys, it's Kylie. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a tutorial on this look that I'm wearing. I used the Naked Ultraviolet palette for the first time and I am a big fan of it so far. If you want to see more videos using this palette, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on those, and give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Let's get into it. Alrighty, I got my hair pulled back and I'm ready to roll. I did my eyebrows already. I'll link that video in the cards above. And then I went ahead and primed my lids with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealor, and then some of the Wet n Wild eyeshadow and Creme Brulee. Like I said, I'm gonna be working with the Naked Ultraviolet palette today. This packaging, look at how gosh darn beautiful that is. I'm really excited. Okay, so first I am going to be taking Mind Slip, and I'm just using the little dual-ended brush that came with the palette just to try it out. But I'm just going to use that as my initial transition shade. I'm going to buff that all throughout the crease, and bringing it up a little bit. Now I'm going to take Hacked and work that in the crease just a little bit lower, just to build the definition a little bit more. I'm using the same brush that I used with Mind Slip. So far, these matte shades are blending out really well. I'm going back in with Mind Slip just to kind of bring that peachiness back a little bit more. I'm gonna try to use as many shades as I can just so I can play with the formula and whatnot. So now I'm gonna take Dazed and put that just right on the inner portion of my lid. Now I'm taking VR and packing that right over Dazed. I'm so excited about this shade. It looks like a really pretty metallic, but then it has like blue and green little micro glitters in it. Oh my goodness, that is so much fun. Now I'm going in with Warning and just putting that on the very center of the lid, bringing it up through the crease a little bit. Again, I'm just kind of finger painting with these shades, and then I might go in with a brush just to kind of buff out the edges and whatnot. And take the little side. Use that to bring it up and just kind of extend through the crease. Hi, bud! Now I am taking Euphoric and packing that right next to Warning. Kind of overlapping the two and then going in with the same smaller end of the brush to bring it up through the crease. And blend the two shades together. Take Cyberpunk on my outer corner, bringing it up a little bit. First laying down the pigment just kind of with my finger, and then I'll go back in with the brush and blend out those edges. And kind of go in with that fluffy side too. Now I'm taking Purple Dust just even farther out on the outer corner for a little bit more definition. And I'm just gonna take that same Purple Dust shade and work it into the lash line, just focusing more on the outer half of the lid and then winging it out just ever so slightly. I don't want like a sharp wing, but just a little bit more elongation in the eye. Now with my finger, I'm just going back in with Cyberpunk and re-intensifying it, since it is kind of a shimmery metallic shade. Blending it out with a brush can kind of kick off some of that pretty reflect. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with VR. And I'm taking Digital just to kind of further define this very outer wing cat eye shape that we have going on. I'm just gonna highlight my brow bone a little bit with Trippin. I'm gonna go do the same thing on my other eye. Alright, this eye is done, and I have to say I'm really glad that I did my eyes before my foundation, because these shades, especially if you're buffing and blending them, since they do have little micro glitters in them, there was a lot of fallout that I had to clean up. And so now I am just gonna go in and do the rest of the complexion before I finish up the eyes. First, I'm going in with the pretty fresh primer from Colourpop. This just gives a nice kind of moisturizing base. And use my Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer just on the areas that my pores look a little bit bigger for me. That's kind of around my nose and then between my brows on my forehead. For foundation, I'm just using my Pretty Fresh foundation from Colourpop. I've just been dotting it on my face recently with my finger, and then I blend it in with a sponge. I'm going to conceal my under eyes and any other little blemishes with the Pretty Fresh concealer. Now I'm setting that foundation and concealer in place with the Coty Airspun powder. Using a small velour puff just for under the eyes. I like to really press it into the skin. And then I will dust away any excess and lightly set the rest of the face with a brush. For contour, I'm going in with my Aesthetica Sunset Bronzer. Just redefine my cheekbones and kind of the perimeter of my face. I'm using my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer just for a little bit more warmth. Then I'll bring that across my nose too. I'm gonna hit the high points of my face with my Essence Pure Nude Highlighter and Be My Highlight. Focusing that mostly on my Cupid's bow, my nose, and my cheekbones. And then dusting whatever is left just kind of on the rest of the face for a nice little overall glow. I'm gonna go in with my Tarte blush in Party. Just add a little bit more color. I like to bring it kind of around my forehead and my nose as well, just because naturally your color on your face isn't limited to just your cheeks. And so I think it just makes everything mesh together a little bit better. I'm gonna keep the lips pretty simple, so I'm just gonna line them with the Essence Soft Contouring Lip Liner in Lost in Love. And then I'm just gonna pat on a tiny bit of the e.l.f. Ride or Die Lip Balm in Tough Cookie. Just redefining my big freckle with the e.l.f. brow pencil. Alrighty, to finish off the eyes, first I'm gonna take a combination of the Marc Jacobs highliners and Lunatic and Mist Me, and I'm just gonna line my waterline with those. Okay, for the lower lash line, I am gonna start off by buffing just a mixture of Mind Slip and Hacked all across the lower lash line. I do wish there was one more kind of deeper matte shade, just because those are nice for blending sometimes when you're bringing things up higher in the crease. I think like a really nice deep matte purple would have been nice, but I do really like this palette so far. Now I'm just going to be duplicating everything that I did on the upper lid, and so I'm going to take Dazed on this inner portion of the lower lash line. I'm going to pop Warning right next to that. Euphoric right next to that. Use my finger for this shade. And then Cyberpunk just right on that outer portion, connecting it with the upper lid. Just used my finger for the initial kind of lay down of the color. I'm going to use just a little brush to kind of blend it in with these upper shades to make everything connect. I'm going to take that really cool VR shade and pop that right over Dazed on the inner portion of the lower lash line. I'm actually going to wet my brush with some setting spray first. gonna swatch this shade for you guys because the sparkles in it are crazy. It's this right here. I don't know if you can tell at all. But the shift of the glitters in here are like really cool and green gold, and I'm a big fan. Now for the shade I'm probably most excited for, I'm gonna take Lucid. That was rude. I'm gonna take Lucid and put that on my inner corner. Oh man, that's so cool. Just a really metallic, like minty green. Get my finger in there. I'm gonna take the smallest amount and kind of dust it over the very center of the lid. I think this shade and VR are probably the most unique in this entire palette. This one right here is Lucid. It has that same kind of green reflect that you find in the sparkles in VR. It's just really cool. I'm gonna go finish off the look with some mascara and maybe some lashes, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I attempted to put on falsies and they were not sticking on today, so I put on rhinestones instead. These are just little rhinestones that I got off Amazon, and I used my Anastasia Beverly Hills glitter adhesive to stick those on. But honestly, I wish I would have stuck to just like my NYX glitter primer. That one works a lot better for rhinestones, it's just a little bit stronger. And then I threw on some of my Essence Volume Stylist Lash Extension Mascara, and that's the finished look. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on Thursday.